Now, here's a little story I got to tell about the 13 colonies you know so well. It started way back in history with the end of the English colonies. We had a little war with the Indians, which was started by France and England. It made the crown in debt, and the salvatore neglect raised taxes on the colonists, made us upset. All of these acts made us very angry, so we formed the Sons of Liberty. There was the sugar, the stamp, the township acts, as well as the tea and the quartering act. Protesting in Boston, I ran into a guy. He was dressed in all red. He said, die. The papers told a story that sounded well rehearsed about how the British had started it first. This sparked a fire and increased the tension. The colonists were mad. They said, we got your attention. The colonists said we should get together to show England that we have the power and that we are stronger with unity, as we first showed at the Congress of Albany. Now the delegates met up in Philadelphia. Time to tell the British that we don't want to be a... Now what we have here, a man named P. Henry giving a speech talking about death or liberty. P. Henry's fake death had inspired everyone. The militia was ready to fight for freedom. The war has started and there is no doubt this war will travel on the likely route. But first, another chance at having peace. For a second time, the delegates took their seat. The king said that having peace was now too late. Common sense said that independence was our fate. And just like that, the war was a fight. Congress said in papers talking about natural rights. Congress tried this government called the articles, but with it came some major obstacles. The government couldn't tax, so they didn't raise money. All it did good was know what to do with the territory. It did help with the war and defeating the British. We ended up signing the Treaty of Paris. Franklin and the Johns were in attendance. This treaty gave the states their independence. We aren't done yet, as you recall. The gov didn't work, no, not at all. John Locke once again gave his contribution to the Bill of Rights of our Constitution. And now the United States was on its way. We had our independence, hip hip hooray. The colonists were finally free as can be to progress their lives in the new country.
Turn of the red, get what it is, what it does, what it is, was it. Looking for a better way to take communism out of the US instead of blackfism in Hollywood. Get up, KKK, nativism, little bit of bad, little bit of cautious. Black opponent, bugs, gangsters, nope, y'all can't copy up. Bad prohibition, this here is our party. My posse's got that bootleg, and we did it all way. Jazz music, I dance to Charleston and tap my shoes into everything. I record to it, and yet I'm on. Let the sage light go and shine on down. Got the jig as we suit game and cars in my style. Money, still my craft, stick around for those pounds. If I do that, it's passed on to my family at home. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT hustler, chasing the American dreams. I was 14, working hard with my butt busting. Halfway across the city with my credit card, playing hot rolling. Money up here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give wealth to the people, spread it across the country. Money up here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give wealth to the people, spread it across the country.
Can we go back? This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Can we go back? This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I return? Thank you. Yeah, we won the war for you. I came back, really wanna drop. That's what you get when you get drafted. Y'all can't stop me. Stock market crashing, 29 in a hobby. And I'm living in the streets with no food to eat. And Hoover won't do a thing for me. All my credit got Great Depression. There's no job for me, but there's a new president in the house. After y'all make you a believer, no one ever performed like he did before. That validation comes from giving back to the people. Now, sing a song and it goes like, make those laws, this is our country. We need people to actively change our country. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, pursue transformation. Then we keep marching on.
Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. So we put our hands up.
Against segregation in Alabama brought the issue of racial conflict to a head.
I'm gonna protest against the old social order. We're coming, looking for a boycott. Negroes on a mission. Walk like the cause, like what up? I got an app here. I'm so pumped about my future. Looking clear, tie on the suit. It's so dang fancy, but Wall's like, yo, you a black bad pansy. Rolling in hella hard. Here comes the National Guard, sent by the man JF Kennedy, president. White supremacy is what we're trying to prevent. Probably should say separate, 'cause Plessy versus Ferguson. But man, that was 1896. Picketing, boycotts, and about to go and get some civil rights. Passing up on the violence, freedom, riders, those crazy rights. Me and Martin put this, and I am stuck in a boycott, Martin Washington. I am that happy that's a game here, right? I'ma bring it to the light, I'ma bring it to the light. No, for real, ask the president, can I have some civil rights? Then you got shot and LBJ came to power. 64 civil rights like that I found it. And they had a pretty bathroom, I like the pretty bathroom. I like that schoolhouse with all those pretty classrooms. Hello, hello, Brown versus Board Mellow. Segregation got nothing on my game, so hello. I can take some Marshall Station, them fight those ignorant whites who be like, oh, they got the rights though.
Those who act boldly are recognized as right.
We're coming, looking for a boycott. Negroes on a mission.
Become one
I'm
country
gonna
because all of us,
protest
all the people who came here, had an equal chance to develop their talent. We cannot say that 10% of the population.
What you know about rocking a chain on your body? What you knowin' about wearing clothes all shoddy? I'm picking all of that cotton. One man's crop, that's another man's labor. They can leak in, we all free running through the north and up. But in the south, I'm up in a farm, a tenant farmer, cause of the black codes in there. I'm not really free in Reconstruction. My Grammy, my auntie, my mama, my mammy. I'll take the chains and ropes and ties and this and that. I'll take that like a vulture. We made an impact in the 20s, counterculture. Vincent News, Harlem Renaissance, Will So and Rapture. They'd be like, oh, 57 civil rights. I'm like, yo, that's 90 years for a reform. Limited edition, that's just some simple addition. 90 lines for a reason. That's just an ignorant lame sin. I call that getting fooled in tricks. I call that getting duped by government. The vote's hecka dope, but only having the same one as 6 other people in the South is a hecka don't. Peep game, come and take a look through my telescope. Being passive, trying to get some rights, man, you really won't. Man, you really won't.
Protest! Getting rights! Yeah!
I'm gonna protest. Social order. We're coming, looking for boycott. Negroes on a mission. I stand up for myself. Refuse to just sit down. I'm changing all these rights, protesting all day and night. I stand up for myself. Refuse to just sit down. I'm changing all these rights, protesting all day and night. I'm gonna protest against the old social order. Looking for boycott. Negroes on a mission.
Back in the day, following World War II, we hated the communists, they hated us too. Suspicious of the Russians, we kept them at bay, trusted Eisenhower to come and save the day. He increased our spending in defense, but anyone would know it went against common sense. We tried to beat them with our weapons. Massive retaliation failed, we didn't learn our lesson. From NATO to defend the nations of the free world, so Russia made the Warsaw Pact, their flags unfurled. We tried with Kennedy and did a little better, with programs like the Peace Corps and NASA 4 letters. The Soviets began building the Berlin Wall, jealous of Western Germany and their shopping malls. Still didn't stop us from embarrassing ourselves when our planned invasion of Cuba got shot to hell. But Kennedy stayed strong even during this crisis, said no to Russian missiles, Khrushchev's face was priceless. The world was seconds away from nuclear annihilation. Kennedy used brinksmanship and his cool persuasion. Unfortunately, he would be shot soon after. In his place, Lyndon Johnson became the headmaster. Promised new things using the Great Society, did battle civil rights, healthcare, and poverty. Johnson was cool except what he did in Vietnam. Inherited the problem, but he couldn't leave, man. So then he used the Gulf of Tonkin, allowed him to build up our forces. We got stomped in. Back at home, people began to question this war. They asked Johnson what we were even there for. The war wasn't popular, but for some reason we stayed. We would never make this mistake in the present day. So then we looked to Nixon for all the answers. He used Vietnamization to pull out the men, sir. Nixon also excelled at foreign affairs. He used détente to play China and Russia unawares. Also signed the A and B and SALT treaties. The war had cost our pride, self-esteem, and security. We elected Carter in '76. Turns out he was good at solving conflicts. With success at Camp David and SALT too. Then Russia attacked Afghanistan. We said we're through. The Republicans won the race of 1980. Ronald Reagan got elected. Him and his first lady. Reagan played tough with the Russian people. He used Star Wars to beat the commies. Go bald eagle. Willing to use force on the island of Grenada. It was clear Russia would lose looking at the raw data. Gorbachev announced perestroika and glasnost. Even signed the IFN, better than most. The Cold War ended soon after Tiananmen Square. The Berlin Wall crumbled, no more Red Scare. It officially ended in '91. The US made it clear we would not be outdone. The Cold War took us on quite the ride. America had redeemed her national pride. Took us more than 30 years to get it right, but we didn't give up, continue to fight. There had always been many ups and downs, but democracy was better, pound for pound. From weapons to economics, we tried it all. Installed leaders more corrupt than Tammany Hall. But in the end, we were able to pull together. We fought off communism with our patriotic cheddar.